Hello, YouTube. Oh, was yesterday so stupid of me? How stupid was I? Ha, 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 ha. How stupid was I? I rushed a decision, and it resulted in, I don't know. I guess I got out at the best time because, yeah, for the hourly, this actually makes sense. I entered here, reversed here, got out there. We lost here. We didn't lose as much there. General bias, though, is still down here. I go ahead and clear the drawings. I hated what I did yesterday. I don't like what I did yesterday. We rushed. I rushed it. I messed up. I'm going to move on from it, knowing what to do now compared to last time. Breaker block. Breaker block. Order block. Sweep. Yeah. Respected though. News is good. We should see price continue moving down. Inverse fair value gap on a lower time frame. Price should continue down. Breaker block. Order block. Sweep. Fair value gap. Respected. Two fair value gaps. Inverse fair value gap. Fair value gap. Respected. Inverse fair value gap on the lower time frame. Breaker block. Sweep. Order block. Yeah, order block. Boom. I should continue falling. Should. I'd say there's an imbalance somewhere. Just a little bit. Because so far, this was the inverse that says price is going to continue moving lower. Or am I wrong? We have an inverse fair value gap here, which makes this a valid fair value gap. From this point on, we should be looking for an inverse. Continued on the higher time frame that says price is going to continue back down. From this inverse for value up here, we got an inverse that says price is going to continue moving down, but we want to see a reaction off of this. Same thing can be said over here. Fair value gap there. Fair value gap there. All of which were closed below, which makes this a valid fair value gap. Small difference on the chart there. Right up. Boom. Spark liquidity on this high. Price is going to continue moving down. What do we want to see at 8? Market open. We want to see it hit 1 key level or 2 key level. When it hits this key level, what I want to see is a reaction off that key level. I want to see it go past this high. I want to see it go into this fair value gap here. I want to see it respected. With the respected fair value gap, price is going to continue down. If it goes up and inverse this fair value gap, which is a large one, I imagine it's going to continue moving up. We have not swept this low, though this low was a sweep off of larger time frame confluence. So retroactively, we should be looking for the move up. Even on the daily, though, with all that was just said, this was low we were talking about. Actually, no, this was low right here. We were talking about a second ago. This can't be considered low, but this one can. And as you can see, we did sweep it, so price should continue moving higher. This inverse for value gap is a key level. So regardless of which line it hits, I am more inclined to take a trade off of this inverse for value, this fair value gap that's currently displayed here. This fair value gap was respected, which means price should continue moving lower. At least for today, it should. At 8:30 and I believe I set that to 9:45. At 8:30 and 9:45, I want to look at news. And I want to see what it says. And watch the candle form and close. So I know what price is going to do and or it has done for that news drop. Have I identified every building block I can? We have a minor for the fair value gap right there. It did not inverse anything. This was completely balanced a second ago. So we have inverse or minor fair value gap that was disrespected. Inverse fair value gap on this block here. From that, we got a fair value gap that has been respected so far. Genuinely, per the confluences we have here, I think we're going to have price move higher. And I do think it's going to close above this and continue moving higher. This is the hour that we're currently on the S&P. Let's go to the hour on this and see what's happening here. Let's find all the time confluences we can. This was a fair value gap on the 30-minute for the S&P. It wasn't. Still got closed above. As a result, in either case, we did get a fair value gap here that's been respected so far. I am also looking for this to get closed above and inverted, at which point we'll have price continue moving higher. If this inverse fair value gap gets closed above, it'll continue lower. But if it gets closed above up here, I'm going to continue thinking price is going to move higher. These are my confluences. These are, am I confident in this? breaker block, price moved higher, swept this high. That swept says reversal, reversal moving down. We have fair value gap. If it's inverted, closed above, price is going to continue moving down. In the event it is not closed above, I'm expecting price to continue moving higher. And it's got to close above that right there. Not above this, but above this. I imagine news is going to have it closed above, making it inverted, in which case price is going to continue moving down. What am I expecting after price moves down? I'm expecting to sweep this low here. Once it sweeps this low, I'm expecting a strong reaction off of it, which is going to say we are going much, much, much higher. Once we sweep that low, I'm expecting that reaction to close above this. Yeah. We have two fair value gaps. We have actually an inverse fair value gap on the 1 hour for the S&P and a fair value gap that has yet to be disrespected. So we're looking at this, and the same thing I just said a second ago makes sense. If it's closed above, I'm expecting price to continue lower because it would have been inversed at that time, and inversing fair value gaps is a confluence of continuation. Price is going to continue moving lower. In the event it's not closed above off of this candle here, I imagine it will get closed above off of the next one, except it will just go above this right here. It will continue above this here, potentially hitting our key level here. When it closes above this key level, I'm expecting it to continue much higher here. Within trend on the daily, we are in a downtrend. This is a lower low. It closed not below this low. Down, up, low, boom. Right there. It is lower. And the closure of this candle at the moment is lower, which signifies price is moving down. We should be seeing another leg down. So, with that being said, it is 7:28. We're going to wait all, like, on the hour for one of the key levels to get hit, and I imagine it's going to be the lower key level first. It'll get hit, and then from there we will see exactly what happens. We'll see the reaction off of it and go from there. Good. Currently price is moving down. Market is looking for a buy entry, so for anything else on that, because of MACD, it says buy, enter long, go up, right? Which makes sense for this value gap here. That could change in this short span of time. We're going to find out exactly what's going to change and how drastically. We have two red folders, an orange folder, and I'm saying another orange folder. All currencies are being affected by this one. Okay. We have all the meetings occurring in the orange folder. Looking at those three as well. For price to go higher, again, we're wanting price to clear that fair value gap. So if actual is less than forecast, good for currency. If it's less, that means price is going to go down on the S&P. If it's greater, it will go up. We're looking for a red number here for it to continue down. We're looking for a green number here for it to go up. The reverse is true for this. greater than forecast, good for currency. Green number down, red number up. This one here, actual greater than forecast, good for currency. Green number down, red number up. So looking for the inverse of this one here. 830 is the first one to hit, so I imagine it will be, previous was 224, 225. I imagine this will be green, and if that is the case, price is going to go up off of that candle, which means we are going to see our leg up first. I imagine this is not going to be a large one, though. We might hit our key level with this green candle here. 945's candle, I imagine immediately after is going to be red, just because it is going down, right? With that being the case, I imagine price is going to go up even further, because again, we're looking for the reverse. So green means up, red means up, and this one's also going down, up. All three of these news dates say price is going to go higher. When that becomes the case, looking at this fair value gap and imbalance here, with this being the case here, it lines up with our bias that if price closes above this or enters into this or hits this key level here, I imagine what's going to happen is price is going to continue moving higher to create a new high off of this retrace here. Because we technically still are in that retrace. We're looking at a high here. We still have a fair value gap there to clear. Though this was inversed. So for the general trend, it's down. But for this move, it's up. We're looking for price to shoot up past all this, which I doubt it will do. But if it does, hey, works in our favor. We want price to go up, and we want to see a strong reaction to news. It's going to go up. I imagine it is going to go down, though. Soon after. That is not a candle. Though it looks like one, it is not. I don't think the price is going to go that low. Go from here to here, and from here to here is not that different. Here's super strong draw on liquidity here. I imagine this was a news candle or something. Can't see past the advertisement. Monday, 5th August 2024. I can't remember exactly what happened on this 5th 2024, but either way, I'm looking at this here, and it looks about right. The bias. Price has gone down. Everything about this says it's going to continue moving down. However, at the same time, I'm looking at a super strong draw on liquidity. News says it's going to go up, creating a new high. So I imagine what's going to happen is we're going to see with this retrace up, right? We'll have a breaker block, lack of sells in the market. That's what these three candles are for the high time frame. Price is going to continue higher. That is what I think is going to happen. And for news, that would fit within our bias. What kind of position am I looking for at the moment? I think I'm going to look for a long position. You actually got trades off of that one too. I think I'm getting a little too carried away with just placing areas of liquidity because we got all of this here pretty much taken care of. Saw this high get taken out, so we don't really care about it. We're looking at this high specifically. This was the leg down we did yesterday, or I'm sorry, this was, I believe, Monday. This right here was Tuesday. So, I think at the moment we're good. I think per London session, price is going to continue lower, which is okay. We're kind of hoping for that. Chances are around 8 market open, we're going to have our key level hit. It'll go low. What we're looking for is a sweep of this liquidity here. Once it sweeps, we're looking for that news candle to drop. That's at 8:45. That would be 45 minutes after market open. When it opens, we're looking at price to go higher. And the numbers could change and push price lower. I'm entirely open to that. However, per the market and its trajectory, like looking at all the confluences we had before, nothing is saying go lower, with the exception of this here. And we did see price shoot much lower here. That was before Asian session. So I imagine because of this imbalance specifically, we're going to have price come up above it, clear it, move further down from that. Yeah. If I'm wrong about this fair value gap, we'll just see price continue to plummet, at which case, that's okay. We'll wait for it to hit key level regardless, knowing that after news hits, we're going to continue moving down. I want to... That says 9:45, so I think I am going to wait all the way to 9:50 today to take a trade, because I want news to be done and out of the way before we do start to look for a trade, and we have news all the way up to 10 a.m. So all through the time we're supposed to be looking for a trade, market's going to be very volatile. I per news, per news, I'm going to wait patiently. I'm going to wait for it to do its thing, and from there, take action. That being said, we'll be right back. Okay, so we just hit 8:40 real time. Refresh the thing here. Actual less than forecast is good for currency. If it's less, currency is going to go down. It wasn't. It's green, which means it's going to go up instead. With that being the case, we're now on to 9:45. We have a little bit to figure out. So price is going to go up. That is currently true for this reflection. Minimize this so you can actually see the chart. There you go. So price did go up. I believe this was. This is the news candle, but out of 30 minutes, so that way it's more legible. Yeah, this year price went up. And this news, it didn't affect that much, but the price was all over the place. Let's see, NSFW is the same 30 minutes. NASDAQ is still saying price is going to go down. Go on news, you see that there. So I do believe we have this. No S&T divergence as of yet. Yeah, no S&T divergence as of yet. Um, we have yet to hit our key levels. I just wanted to point out that we did have a news drop. This is what it did. This candle here. We are waiting that extra. It's been what, 10 minutes? Yeah, because that dropped at 8:30. We have 8:42 to see what that does to market. From that point, we're moving on to the orange folder. Reiterate actual greater than forecast, which means if it's green, good for currency, which means number dummies, which means the dummies are going to go down, right? Which isn't very good, but alongside our bias, what I think is going to happen is from this news drop here, we're going to sweep liquidity on the downside. So from, what did that say, 8:45? 9:45. 9:45, I think we're going to go down. And what I think is going to happen is we're going to sweep this liquidity here. When we sweep this liquidity, it'll be the sign of reversal on this downtrend. That price is going to go much, much higher. In which case, that would align with our bias that we are looking for a buy position, a long position. With that being the case, we won't know until news drops specifically, and we are waiting patiently for one of our key levels to be hit. That's this line up here, this line down here. From that, we'll be right back. Something I failed to notice a second ago, something I'm noticing now. We can see our chart here. We have not hit high or low yet. News dropped, and this candle is where it is. Something I failed to look at was this right here. This was our key level. It was almost hit on the NASDAQ. Almost. Very hard to see, I know. You see the white line in that red there. It did not hit, and so we do not count. For TGR Trades Bootcamp, I'm sticking with one pair, and that is the S&P 500. The only reason I should be using the NASDAQ is in the event we look for an S&P divergence. And right now, I'm not seeing an S&P divergence on the 30-minute time frame. We're going to go back up to the hour, because, yeah, we haven't seen that hit yet. Right here, boom. Again, we didn't hit our key level, so I'm not entirely interested in doing anything just yet. I am currently waiting patiently. We'll be right back. Well, hello there. We have hit a key level. Boom. Actually, could be. Am I special? Did we hit a key level? We did. We hit a key level. Boom. What do I think is occurring right now for the market? I think we are going to get what I was saying before. Because this, to me, looks like a breaker block, a failed retrace on this small downtrend here, which shows a lack of buy orders in the market. What I think is going to happen is prices are going to continue down, sweep this low, right? And then shoot much, much higher. So that is what we are looking for. This was news candle. No, it wasn't. It was this one. The high on 30-minute. This was news candle. This was the result from that news candle. As a result, yeah, we're going to see price come lower, hit this, sweep it, and rally higher. And again, I think news is going to have something to say about that at 9:45. Luckily for us, we're looking at price going higher regardless, because we have an imbalance that does need to get fixed up high for that fair value gap. Looks like we did hit our secondary key level. It swept that liquidity. It swept it quite nicely. On that motion per the hour, did we sweep it on the hourly? We did sweep it on the hourly. Per this liquidity sweep, on our building blocks, we need to move down to the 5-minute. Boom. And what are we looking for specifically on the 5-minute? We are looking for break of structure, inverse fair value gap, or an SMT divergence. The only reason we use this chart is for SMT divergences, which we're not going to rely heavily on. We're just going to look for what we see on the break of structure or the inverse fair value gap, as they are the more relevant ones, in my opinion. What is a break of structure? The creation of a new high off of this low. As a result, an official confirmation of break of structure is that higher low. And that being the case, once we identify either one of those, we're going to move down to fair value gap, break block, or order block. We're not going to identify any of those until actually, what am I high on? Because we broke structure here to the upside, we had an uptrend. Per this down here, this was our break of structure. From the break of structure, we had a fair value gap as well. I think I'm rushing. I think I'm moving too fast. If this is correct, in its sense, that price is going to move higher, we should be seeing a break of structure to the upside or an inverse fair value gap. This candle will close, but it will not clear this. We have no fair value gap all the way through this. It's right here. Either this candle closes, creating that fair value gap, in which case we're going to see in the coming moves an inverse of it, or we're going to see that break of structure back up to the upside. I am going to wait patiently. I think I am right, though. Professionally speaking, I think I am right. Is it supposed to rain today? Let me see if it's supposed to rain right quick. So per the hour on this, we're looking at 9 o'clock's candle formation. That's not until 9:45. We're looking at price barreling down continuously. This is 10 minutes faster than the chart you're seeing before you. This is on the hour. I'm looking at the 5-minute now because we did sweep liquidity. I should see 2 more candles ahead of that green, and I do. Price is continuing to go down. What I think it's going to do that would be in line with it. I think it's going to sweep this. It's right here. I think it's going to sweep this. When it sweeps this down up, lowest point between the two, boom. Once it sweeps that, it's going to go much, much higher. Looking at it go down now. So, with this being the case and things being formed, I am going to pause video again until we have confirmation that that was a legit liquidity sweep. I'm not seeing an inverse fair value gap. I'm not seeing a fair value gap, so we're not moving away from the second confluence that, this. We're not moving away from this right here. We still have yet to identify a break of structure or inverse fair value gap. We technically have both break of structure on this candle right here. and then inverse fair value gap right here, down. Then we're waiting on this fair value gap, breaker block, or equilibrium. I think this right here can be considered an order block. Not order block. This, on a higher time frame, could be considered a breaker block. Failed retrace back to the upside. Now we're seeing a large wick down on the higher time frame. It'll sweep this liquidity, and once we have that, it'll be a confirmed order block that will cause that liquidity sweep, this leg down, right? Will cause the liquidity sweep from there. We're looking for the break structure back to the upside, which is in line with our confidences that this is getting reversed on the lower time frame. So we're just waiting and seeing. That's all we're doing at the moment. It does look like price is going much lower per the app. It's taking its time, but it's getting there slowly. That's going to go down again. Oh, I forgot to pause. My bad. Be right back. We're going to wait for that to react. Okay. So I just wanted to update on where we are now. 9:37. News hits at 9:45, as we can see right here. Right. We have literally 8 minutes before it pops off, and for us to see what exactly is going on with the market. Right now, on the 5-minute, we have large wick up, large candle up. Actually, it closes in 2.5 minutes. It doesn't inverse anything. This is a brief accumulation zone. As you can see here, I'm looking at this key level here. We did hit this key level. We swept this low here. I think our bias is still on the right, because we swept that low, and as a result, price is now going much higher for the app. I don't know if you could see that quite well. There's a green line going way up on the right hand side, and that's actually what we're seeing right now. minus 2 candles. Like there is another candle after this that goes much higher, clears this high right here. And we're currently on this candle here, going down on a red zone. So I think it's best if we wait. Make sure before we go crazy. I want to see what price is going to do. I have a feeling this next folder is actually going to impact the price action a little bit more. It's going to give us a more defined, clear indication as to what exactly we're about to see happen on price. Because chances are this is still the draw on liquidity. So I want to see price come all the way down here. If it doesn't on 9:45's news candle, we'll wait 2 candles after that, so 5-10 minutes. From there, we'll actuate price action. We still haven't moved away from the 5-minute break of structure inverse fair value gap S&T, although we did get the break of structure here because we broke further down this low here. Actually, sorry, this is within structure. This is the leg up, and that would be the break of structure. Yeah, because we also had a lower high here. Confirmed break of structure. Now from here, we're looking for a fair value gap, break of block, order block, or equilibrium. We had, I'm going to say that's a breaker block because price continued to move down, and we had this leg up. From here, we had an order block, sweep of this high here, at which point we'd be moving on to the 1 minute for the break of structure and inverse rally gap, but I want to wait till 9:45 to see if we can get a liquidity sweep on the higher time frame. So when we get it, we can actuate the building blocks a little bit better. We know price is going to go much higher. Technically, we already did get the liquidity sweep off of this low, but I want to see per news if it hits this one. And again, per news, on this folder in 4.5 minutes, we have if actual is greater than forecast, good for currency. So if the number is green, price is going to go down. If it's red, price is going to go up. This green meant that price was going to go up, and we are seeing that as a result of the news candle. Not that one. What was it? This one right here. Price went down as a result of that number being green. From there, we have price action onward. We are gearing up in the final 4 minutes for this news. Slightly perturbed, because we have more news literally 15 minutes after 9:45, which is going to make market a little bit more finicky. So I am very interested in seeing what exactly is going to happen for this. We're going to go ahead and pause the video, and we're going to skip forward in time to where price is going in our favor. Okay, so we just hit 9:45. I know, and our number is greater than forecast. Greater than forecast is good for currency. Price should be going down. This is 9:35, not 40, not 45. I'm staring at it. This right here is going to close green. And then the following 2 candles are going to show a price movement down. And I imagine we're going to have a significant drop. I imagine we're going to sweep this liquidity off of the news. And then from there, we'll have a better picture as to what to do when it comes to trading. Again, we're looking for that liquidity sweep. Once we have it, we'll identify our blocks from there. We might actually enter off a long position from the sweep because we've achieved pretty much every building block coming down this way, with the exception of the general trend right? Of general trend, the general trade bias, right? Because per the hour, boom, we swept this liquidity twice, which works. We have that show up. This liquidity here, though, is what I'm after. 950, time to look for a trade. I'm sitting at 950 in real time and seeing that price showing a green sign. That's 15 minutes out from that. I think we'll wait 15 minutes just to see what's happening. Again, we have a fair value gap here. We have our key level hit off of this candle here. That was the opening candle for the day. 5 minutes, boom, from this opening candle, hit our liquidity from there, or hit our key entry, sorry. From there, we scale down to the 5 minute. We're already on the 5 minute, boom. We have break of structure, inverse fair value gap, S&T divergence. We have fair value gap formed. This is going to inverse the fair value gap. Yeah, that closes below. That shows price is going to continue higher. Actually, it's going to continue lower because we still have news to come up with. From this inverse fair value gap, we'd be going down to the 1 minute and finding this right here. Break of structure, another inverse fair value gap up to the upside. Yeah, fair value gap. This is our fair value gap here. Waiting on the break of structure. We have technically break of structure there. Lower low there. Boom. I want to see this fair value gap right here get inversed because it didn't do anything over here. We have this one. I want to see this get inversed before we enter on a buy position. We are within time to get it gold. I see it inversed there. We have 7 minutes and 34 seconds before the 10 a.m. candle hits. Do we want to wait on that? Think so. Think so. I say let's wait. Let's be patient and wait. Very patiently. I'm looking at 2 minutes on a candle that's green off of the inverse fair value gap that we could have entered off of with the 5 minute. Actually, I am on the wrong zone. That's the inverse fair value gap. Let's go ahead and see what news does. Supposed to get up to 81 today, so I'm gonna be sweating my butt off for a little while. I'll be streaming again today too. If you guys want to check out Orbs Vault, feel free. You can find it on YouTube. Just head to the search bar, Orbs Vault, Orbs Vault. I see the fair value gap. I'm seeing an inverse of that fair value gap. I'm also looking at current downtrend. I'm waiting on the break of structure back to the upside. The price is going to continue up for better confirmation off of current price action. We have 5 minutes, 30 seconds before we get our final mode of news candle. 30 seconds. This candle specifically, this is on the 5 minute, this is on the 1 minute. So in this right here, I want to say this candle right here is going to show up very small and green. We're going to have a leg down and then a small green candle roughly in this area here. Let's go ahead and just do this so we're well in tune with what we've got. Final 5 minutes for news drop. We're going to refresh this page to see what it's doing, relay it back to the chart, and from there potentially enter. If the actual is greater than forecast, it's good for currency. So we're hoping for a red number or a black number that says lower than this number here. If we can get that red number, I have no problem going to chart, pressing buy, and waiting for it to fly higher. We did sweep this high, though. Off of this move up, we swept this high. So if we went back up, hold on, let's go to the hour real quick. Look real closely at this. We swept the high on this high here from this candle. Move down to the 5. What are we looking for specifically? We're looking for break of structure. We have our break of structure here. From the break of structure, we move down to 5-minute fair value gap, break of block, order block, equilibrium. Order block, boom. That's what caused the liquidity sweep. Actually, this whole leg right here. This is what caused the liquidity sweep. Do we have a breaker block? Yes, right here. Let's just check it, just to have a little idea as to what exactly we're looking at here. Scan box. Right there, from here down to here. Are we within equilibrium? Yes. For premium, if we were to continue selling down, which I do think it's going to continue going down first, before it's going to go much higher. So what we're silently waiting. We're actively waiting. Our hope is that the number is green because we're going for a long. If the number, actually, sorry. I think I said that wrong. Yeah. If the number is green off of this and it continues further down, sweeping that low, I have a feeling that it'll be that sweep, right? And we'll see it fly even higher. We'll see a strong reaction off of this liquidity being swept. We'll wait for that to hit, and then from there, we will press buy. Hope for the best. Just want to make something perfectly clear. Are we within trend right now? Yes, we are within trend. We are currently in a downtrend. We are trading this retrace here. So the overall idea is to have price come up, clear. Did I do something? Busted you? Hold up. Something's busted. Where's the... This fair value gap right here. We want price to come up and clear this, which I think it'll do. From this leg down, sweeping this liquidity here, and rallying, which is what we want it to do. Right down to 1 minute. Boom. We have 1 minute, 11 seconds for this to close. I do believe news has dropped. We are at 9:58. I am wrong. A minute for that news to drop. We are currently in a down motion. This candle says up. I'm looking at down on the app. 50 seconds, which is in line with what we've got going. I'm on the 5 minute when it comes to this as well, to better get a grasp on what price is doing. Alright, we have news drop. Let's see what's happening here. Boom. Our number is red. We have a currency, which means price is about to skyrocket, which is gold. That is what is happening here. That is what's happening there. We have our inverse for value gap. I want to say let's buy now. Let's wait 2 candles, so 10 minutes. I want to see price go beyond this high here. That's when we're going to buy. Once it reaches above that, I don't care if it's closed or not. If it goes above this wick specifically, we're buying in and watching it soar higher. Is that, am I in the wrong bias specifically? Is that wrong to say? Maybe I should be selling. Because we did sweep this liquidity, and so price is going up. We've been slowly on the trek back down. We're on the 1 minute for the chart, so chart work is a thing, and we're waiting on the 5 minute for the app. This is currently what we're looking at. I'm gonna go ahead and crack the door because it is starting to get very humid very quickly. It's supposed to get like 85 degrees today. Big ouch. I will pause the video, come back, we'll see price action. I'm a winner. I'm a winner that I just cut off my audio there. Hi. 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 Yeah. What? 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 What's going on? Price is continuing lower for the app. Bye. Bye. Huh? Yeah. Bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. That? Say boop. He booped you. Comment section. Say boop. 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 Price is going much, much lower. You good, buddy? It's a little warm in here, not gonna lie. Boop. Boop. What? That? What's that? What's that? Is that a comment section? Pressing subscribe? Say that. 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 He says, hit the subscribe button. That. Do it now. Boop. Boop. Dat? What? This or dat? Which one? Boop. Can't touch the keyboard, I'm sorry. Not yet. hi. That. Here. Roar. Be careful. Aw. Det. 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 Okay. Say hi. Supposed to get up to 81 today. Just an FYI. It's gonna get very hot later. Not gonna lie, past the fan, I can barely hear you. Yeah. I know you see exactly what I'm seeing. I identified each one of those as I saw it. First top boss, not there. Is that high? Yeah. That makes sense to me. How big of a mistake did I just make, chat? How big of a mistake did I just make? I'm trading with the trend. Comment section. Trading with the trend. I think. This is a terrible idea on my part. I think that's fair. Trend says down, general idea is down. We did not sweep this liquidity, and we had news drops, and we waited to see what would happen. I'm looking at price going much further down on the 1 minute for the S&P 500. And so I changed my bias to sell instead of buy when we did not sweep the liquidity here. Because we did not sweep that, I imagine price is going to go much, much lower. And that being the case, let's see if the idea was right or wrong. We entered it off of the inverse fair value gap we spotted right here. For the app, trading wise, looking at 5 minutes there. Yeah, that looks more accurate. We entered roughly right in here. We did press sell. So from this, we're looking for price to shoot much, much, much further down. Let's go ahead and set our take profits. Actually, it's going to be very hard to do that considering there hasn't been many take profits on the low side of things for a minute, except this right here. And that is like, wow. Wow. But he's just babbling away. I think I overdid it. I think I want to stick with my earlier bias. Because I know price is going to go down, but there's not much else where to hit liquidity. There's not much, what's called, take profits. So my thought process is if I can't find enough take profits down here for me to actually take them on, price is actually going to go much higher. Before it goes much higher, it's got to sweep this liquidity though. That'll be the sign of reversal that we're looking for in order to buy it. So what I'm thinking is we'll let price come all the way down here. I'm thinking we'll reverse the position because it will wick past this line. It won't close below it. If it wicks this line and continues higher, we're going to reverse the position and watch it go higher. At that point, we'll have made some money, flipped the position, and then watched it make more. Does that logic sound reasonable? It sounds soundly enough? I think it does. We needed to go below this line here, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to zoom this way to flip in. I'm going to leave my marker right there. So when we go and sweep this line specifically, I know exactly when I'm going to reverse the position, and it will get reversed. I think we are going to hit that line specifically. I'm looking at price going much, much higher. We sweep it. We did. We swept liquidity on the 5-minute. Which means it is in fact going to continue moving much higher. I don't want to inverse the thing until I see it on TradingView because it says we entered off of that right there. We'll keep it at a sell position until I see exactly what price is going to do on the app, because I'm looking at what I just said was going to happen. I'm looking at price going up, and it's clear where it's sitting at right now per the chart we see before us. We're going to wait patiently. I'm going to get out of this position so that way I can focus on this a little better. Not feeling like I'm all scrunched up because my posture hated that. Ugh. All good. We saw a mini trace back up off of what I just said would happen. Price would go up. Now we're looking at it come back down. Hi. Inverse fair value gap on the 1 minute. The price is going to continue going down. For the building blocks and the bias that we are in a downtrend, I think price is going to continue much further down. I think we're gold. The only thing I'm concerned about is the sweep which just occurred on the app. And it was a wick, it wasn't a closure. So, leaning towards the side of caution when it comes to reversing the trade and potentially protecting the position and making more money in the process. Because right now we have made $136. Go us. Go ahead and bring this down so we can see stuff. Boom. For the MACD, I'm seeing a lot of red, which means, I mean, that would make sense. All of this is one big leg down, but I'm expecting price to go much, 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 much lower. Which means before it can do that, it's got to go up a little bit, create a little hill of its own, because that's how that works. We'll see a retrace, then we'll see it barrel back down. I'm looking, yeah. It literally looks like someone dropped a rock, and we're seeing the aftermath of it going up, and then someone really let loose, and it just huge drop in price right there. we'll see it retrace up a little one, and it'll continue down for the app. We're moving past the candle wick on the 5-minute for the liquidity sweep that I was concerned about. Looks like our guesstimation was, in all respects, accurate to a degree. We're going to let that sit and do its thing for a minute. I'm going to keep my eye on it. We're going to pause the video, and I'll let you know in about 10 minutes what I think of the trade. BRB. I chose a bad time to do this. Oh well. So I'm playing a game. I've been holding on to that trade for roughly... I took it at, what, 8:30? It is now 2:40 p.m. I held on to that trade for far too long. Missed out on $200. I decided to hold on to it because I wanted to see what market would do, and in the event it went lower, go out with a bang and have a huge amount of return versus a small amount, right? Because we all want to see a big amount of return. In the end, we wound up making $1,093 in a single trade. Sorry, I did not mean to pull it up. Boom. You see that there. Realized profit. It's very good, but it's not as good as I wanted it to be because my stop loss was 3,000 and my take profit was 11,000. I wanted to see a 1 to 10 return. That was terrible of me because, one, I am not that good at spotting markets, and two, the markets don't move that fast. They move in increments, and those increments are small, especially when you're considering like very small time frame stuff. The movement in the day, right? With that being the case, we did take a trade. It was a successful one, though it wasn't as successful as we thought it would be. We missed out on $300, and I say that because we saw price go down towards $1,400, and I, again, wanted to wait. I wanted to see. Everything said that price was going to continue down regardless of where it went. That was, what, 20 minutes, 30 minutes after we took that trade? It went down to 1,400, and we missed out on it. Yeah. Trade successful. My thoughts on it, I think we identified and were patient enough, but I think we were a little too patient. I need to be on the ball and ready to go when we take the trade because chances are the movement... No. So, not that my confidence, as in my gut, I had a gut feeling. More like I built up confidences that said price was going to go in a direction, right? And the confidences I had in each one of those were so stout that I was ultimately confident enough to take the trade. I entered, and I won. Blue. The downfall, the slight handedness of it, though, 2 mistakes. The first one was, first off, rushing and then waiting to see if things were going to pan out the way I wanted them to. They didn't. I did not get one of my confidences that I needed, but the reactions I got off of outside sources, news, proved to me that I can trade on Newsday, and from that, I learned that when news applies itself to the market, I can pretty much assume that the price is not going to go my way at first, and instead it's going to slowly drift towards the opposite direction just before going my way in a slow manner again. With that being the case, so my methodology, my strategy when trading, though, is I get into the market in a day, and I get out of the market in a day, right? And New York Stock Exchange is open 8 hours, which is everywhere. That's everywhere, if I'm not mistaken. They're open 8 hours, regardless. Doesn't matter what you do. They're just open for that long. So my thing is, when I enter the trade, it has to be before 9:50 or before 10:30, right? Because afterwards, price is just going to go in a direction. It's going to keep going, and if the idea is wrong, I'm going to get stopped out and lose $2,000 to $3,000, depending on where I have my stop loss. Today's stop loss would have been okay, because I adjusted it after I took the trade, back down to like 1,700, but my take profit was way off the board. I had it set to almost 15,000. That was a mistake. I should not have expected price to move that fast in that short span of time, especially when impact from news was minimal at best. I now know to run with my gut feeling. I now know where to set my take profits to best ensure I have the best profitability off the trade. So we're not missing out on $400 when I could have easily had that money sitting there, and we could have been moving on to not day trading, but live streams for this fall. Yeah. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Or Plus. It was an okay trade. We're gonna do better next trade. See you next time.